Hello again and welcome to the Final Whistle. This week we're going to be talking about the two Manchester clubs' impressive wins, Liverpool's 5-1 rout of Hull and Arsenal's dominant performance against Chelsea, as well as going into my team of the week. Because first up is Man City's 3-1 win over Swansea. They were really impressive yet again. I feel like we're talking about them every week because of just how good they are. Guardiola is just 10 for 10 at the moment. Seems like he's not going to be beaten by anyone. They were too good against Swansea, outclassed them twice in the space of 1 week. Kun Aguero had a 3-match ban, hasn't played for 3 games, came back and scored a brace. He's looking like the best striker in the world at the moment, alongside Luis Suarez obviously. But if he carries on his form and Guardiola under their tactics, they are just not going to be beaten easily this season. Sterling looks so much better, as I've previously mentioned. Aguero is just unplayable at times. De Bruyne, Silva, all unplayable. Kompany again was unlucky this week with injury. Played against Swansea and then straight after that got injured. He's so unlucky with injuries. Arguably the best centre-back in the league when he's fit. Stones is going to be one of the best centre-backs in the league, and he would have been so good if he could have performed some sort of partnership with Kompany. It definitely would have benefited him. Kolarov playing well, Clichy is playing well, every sort of player is playing well. The inclusion of Bravo is a big benefit for Guardiola. They can start to play out of the back now as well. But they probably do face their biggest test of the season next week against Tottenham, who are also unbeaten. Although they're without Harry Kane, they are very good defensively. They haven't conceded from open play this season, and they've got the likes of Janssen, who is a proven goal scorer, Dele Alli, Eriksen can score, Son, who scored 4 goals in the past 2 or 3 games, I think. So it's going to be a big challenge for Guardiola, and probably his biggest yet. Despite that, I do think that they're going to win. I think it's not going to be comfortable. It's probably a 2-1 win, but I just can't see Guardiola being beaten at the moment. Next up, their rivals, Man United, their 4-1 win against the champions Leicester. Probably the best first half display of football anyone's put on this season, and especially Man United's case for the past 2 or 3 seasons. 4-0 up against the champions, doesn't go amiss. It was a great performance. Not too much credit to United. They were good, they were a lot better than recently, but Leicester were absolutely shambolic. I mean, they could have been playing Yeovil and probably would have been down 2-0 at half time. Just nothing was going right for them. The link-up play between Slimani and Vardy wasn't there. The pass over top from Drinkwater there, and Mahrez was having an off day. But again, no fault to Man United, who were without Rooney this week, and there's no surprise they did play a lot better. João Matter in that number 10 role was significantly better than Rooney has been in his past 3 or 4 games. He also got a goal and an assist, and I think he'll definitely be playing next week. There's no way Mourinho can drop him after his performance. Another Spaniard who performed very well was Ander Herrera, who's partnered Paul Pogba in the midfield. I mean, he's not usually a deep line player, but he played in 2-man midfield with Pogba, them two as the defensive midfielders, and Pogba was obviously given more licence to go forward and really impressed. But Ander Herrera, who usually doesn't play deep, also played extremely well, stuck to his job, he was passionate, a leader, he made some great passes, great tackles. He's probably the most passionate player on the Man United team at the moment, and again, like I said with João Matter, I can't see him being dropped. Now the man everyone's been talking about, Paul Pogba, £89 million, played well against Hull in his first game, hasn't really shown up since then. He's had 3 or 4 bad games, but he definitely showed up against Leicester and had one of his best games. He's allowed to get forward a lot more because of Ander Herrera playing deep, and he links up well with Zlatan. There was some statistic about when Rooney made in his first half game about 16 passes to Zlatan, but Pogba made 13 in that 1 game. So if Pogba can carry on getting forward, linking up with Zlatan, then it looks like happy days for Man United. Okay, Arsenal next in what was the most impressive performance this weekend. My last video, and I'll put the link in the description for those of you that haven't watched it, I predicted Arsenal to beat Chelsea comfortably. I actually predicted 2-0, they ended up winning 3-0, but nonetheless it was an easy win for them. Ozil, Walcott and Sanchez all showed up again on Saturday. People say they don't turn up in the games, it's simply just not true. Look at the statistics, they get the goals, get the assists. Man United 3-0 at the Emirates last season, that's a big example there. They all turned up, all contributed, and yeah, it's just lies. Looks like Arsene Wenger's found his striking option in Alexis Sanchez. It was too easy for him against Chelsea. Ran him behind Cahill, pipped him for the first goal, made him look a fool, and he just ran right against David Luiz and Gary Cahill. No discredit to Giroud, he is a good striker, but for me, I think he's a bit predictable. You know what you're going to get with him. He's a big man, but Alexis Sanchez provides that variety. He's quick, he's agile, he's got that dribbling skill, he's got them feet, he can shoot from anywhere, whereas Giroud's more of a poacher, and if I was a defender, I'd probably prefer defending against Giroud. I can't see Arsene Wenger bringing Giroud back into the team. I don't see why you try and accommodate Giroud for Alexis Sanchez. If you put Alexis Sanchez out wide, who are you going to replace him with? You're going to put out Alex Iwobi, who's been absolutely incredible this season, 3 assists already, or Theo Walcott, who's probably having one of his best seasons for Arsenal. I don't know what's going on with Chelsea though. On the other hand, they just looked absolutely hopeless on Saturday. They were lazy, lacked ambition, no passion, disorganised. They just did not look like an Antonio Conte side, and he's seriously going to have to sort them out if he wants them to get into Champions League positions. We also got the chance to look at what could be one of the most dominant defensive pairings in the Premier League this season, with Laurent Koscielny and Shkodran Mustafi. They were simply incredible Saturday. They made Diego Costa look like a League One striker. Diego Costa by no means is a slack or a poor striker. He worked his socks off Saturday, but it was to no avail against them two. They made it look easy. They knew when to jump in for an interception, knew when to make the right tackle, knew when to just foul him for a nothing foul in a stupid position, knew they wouldn't get booked, they knew it just slowed down Chelsea's play. They were really experienced and intelligent defenders on Saturday. There's definitely an argument for them to be the best defensive pair in the league right now. I guess you've got Smalling, Bailey or Blind at United. Chelsea's defensive partnership of Cahill and John Terry when he's fit. Company and Stones would definitely be up there if they were fit. And you've got Vertonghen and Alderweireld when they're both fit. Okay, the last major talking point of the weekend was Liverpool's routine win against Hull. 5-1. Liverpool are looking exceptionally dangerous against Jurgen Klopp, and it is starting to worry me. They just look so good defensively. They're probably up there with Man City as one of the best defences in the league. They just score goals for fun. When you've got the likes of Lallana, Firmino, Sturridge who can come off the bench, Origi can come off the bench, Milner, who's a very attacking left back when he's been put in left back, because obviously he's just playing as a midfielder, so he gets forward. He showed that this week. He made, I think it was 10 crosses. You've got Coutinho as well, Henderson, Emre Can, who loves to have a shot. They just look like they're going to score goals every game. With no European football this season, they're definitely going to be a threat. I can see them easily getting into top 4 and possibly mounting a title challenge. Can't wait for them to play Man City. It's just going to be a goals fest. Probably 4-4, 6 goals, 7 goals, 8 goals, who knows. But one thing you can guarantee is there's going to be goals. So when that match is on, you've definitely got to stick a tenner on over 2.5 goals. Okay, so lastly is my team of the week. It's going to be down there. And starting off, I'm going to put Petr Cech in goal. Didn't have much to do against Chelsea, but what he did do, he did exceptionally well. Kept a clean sheet and he kept Arsenal in the game. It was 3-0 up. Batshuayi was through and he made a very important save, because if they had scored that, they might have got momentum, and who knows, they could have mounted a comeback. My back four is going to be Hector Bellerin, Laurent Koscielny, Van Dijk and James Milner. Bellerin, similar to Cech, didn't have much to do, but when he did do it, he did it well. He made a good last minute tackle on Pedro. I think it was around the 80th minute. His sublime speed made Pedro look like a snail, and Pedro's clearly no snail. Even better than that is his attacking qualities. He loves to get forward. Easily got past Eden Hazard, who just didn't want to track back for some reason. I bet he'll get a bollocking for Conte for not tracking back. But Bellerin just eased past him. Was completely no competition. Was able to get past Azpilicueta sometimes and get balls into the box. Laurent Koscielny, who I highlighted quickly, has the potential to be one of the best defensive pairings with Mustafi. He was incredible against Saturday. Made Diego Costa, as I previously mentioned, look completely terrible. Even though he didn't play terrible, he just completely bossed him. He showed him who was in charge. He was up for a battle and he can easily won that. Next up for him, we're going to go for Southampton's Van Dijk. Was integral in Southampton's keeping a clean sheet against West Ham. I think he made around like 15 clearances. He was just absolutely dominant. There was no way that West Ham were going to score with him on the pitch. Now for James Milner. Not conventionally left back, but he's one of the most versatile players in football, or that has ever been in football. He'll play absolutely anywhere, and he does the job at left back. Very attacking, got 10 crosses in, 5 take-ons this week, scored 2 penalties, and what more could you ask for a left back? He's a lot better than Moreno, that's for sure. Midfield 4, I'm going for Sadio Mane as right mid. My 2 centre mids are going to be Pogba and Ozil. Not really a traditional pick or selection, but it's the only way I could get them into a team, as they were the best centre mids this week, in my opinion. Again, comment below what you think, or who you think should be in there. And left mid, I'm going to go for Tottenham's Son. Sadio Mane has been absolutely incredible for Liverpool, and he showed that again against Hull this weekend. He had 9 take-ons, 3 chances created, and he scored a goal. He's just running right in the Premier League this season, and no defence wants to face him. Mesut Ozil and Pogba both had really good games separately. Ozil boasted a 90% pass accuracy, 3 chances to create, and he bagged himself a goal, showing why he is arguably the best playmaker in the league. Pogba just had a very good performance all round. It's a lot better than his past performances. He hasn't really showed up since Hull, as I mentioned earlier in the video. This week he created 3 chances, 87% pass accuracy, bagged himself a goal with a nice header, and he could have had an assist with a lovely through ball to Ibra, but Ibra blasted it over. Next up is Tottenham's Son. He's having a great run of form recently. I think he's got 4 goals in his past 2 games. He attempted 14 take-ons, which shows how attacking he is for Tottenham. He only completed 7 of them, but 7 still is a great number of take-ons to have during a game, and he bagged himself 2 goals. Okay, and for my 2 strikers, arguably 2 of the best players in the league, Alexis Sanchez and Sergio Aguero. It's a credit to Sergio Aguero that he can be out for 3 games and then come straight back and score a brace against Swansea. Easily the best striker in the league, possibly in the world, and he's possibly the best player in the Prem at the moment. He's just absolutely incredible. He only needs about 1 or 2 touches to score a goal. He's lightning quick, he's strong, he's got a great shot, great first touch, and he's just unplayable in his peak. Straight over to Sanchez, who is a similar type of player to Aguero. He'll bag you goals, great first touch, great movement in and around the box. I think he scored 47 goals in 100 games for Arsenal, which is simply just, that is an amazing stat. I think that is better than Henry. I'm not too sure. Check it out. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it's close. Nonetheless, that is nearly a goal every 2 games for Arsenal. And for someone who plays predominantly on the left wing, that is just unbelievable. Okay, so yeah, that's my team of the week. If you enjoyed that, drop a comment. Tell me who you'd put in there. Please drop the video a like. It'd be absolutely fantastic. Tweet me as well and follow me on Twitter at SeanMcPoland1 and tell me who you'd put in the team. And yeah, just subscribe and I will see you next week.